This is All About Home Construction, and here's your hosts, Terry Cannell-Beck and Randy Blake.
That's right. Good morning, Randy Blake.
Morning, everybody out there.
That's right. Happy Thanksgiving Saturday, my friend.
Yes, it is. Did you have a good one?
I had a great Thanksgiving.
Good deal.
Ate lots of turkey. Actually, we have ham, too. I ate quite a bit of ham. And yeah, pumpkin pie. I got my pumpkin pie in for Thanksgiving. It's not Thanksgiving without a pumpkin pie.
That's it. I agree with you there.
Yeah, no, it was a great Thanksgiving. Good to go see the family, and kids rode up with me. It was fun. It was good stuff. Good, fun Thanksgiving. So, yeah. And you got to see your grandkids just before Thanksgiving, but you got to see some over Thanksgiving as well. So you had a good Thanksgiving as well?
Actually, we didn't have any families, so that's the reason we cooked at the VFW.
Okay, that's right. You went to the VFW. I know you went to the beach a few weeks ago to kind of feel that Thanksgiving spirit, I guess.
Got to see 3 of them.
That's awesome.
But, that's better than not seeing none of them.
That's cool. So how was the VFW then?
Well, seemed to turn out real good. They eat everything we had.
There we go.
But probably about a pint of potato salad, and that was it.
All right. Well, I don't blame you. I wouldn't finish the potato salad either.
And
I'm one of the few people in the family that.
But
doesn't like
that's
potato
the
salad.
one time a year that people can come get a free meal.
That's so cool. That's awesome. And glad there was a wonderful turnout there. That's really cool. So.
And that's important. There is people that needed to eat.
Yep. For sure. So cool. Well, I'm glad it worked out well, and everyone showed up and had a good time. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the important thing.
That's it. Well, speaking of the VFW, in about 2 weekends from now, you guys are going to be putting on another dinner.
Yes, we are.
Christmas steak dinner on the 13th.
That's what I agreed to do, was come back for steak dinners. So I'll be doing prime rib, and you're going to have roasted potatoes, red potatoes.
Nice.
Rolls, salad bar, charcuterie board. I finally learned how to pronounce that. And for $25, and then the Asian glazed salmon for $18.
Nice. That's really cool.
And
you got wine now, so if you want to add wine to your thing there, you can. Or
we'll have white wine and red wine.
Nice.
White for the salmon and red for the prime rib.
That's really cool. Really good stuff. So, and of course, as always, there's the open bar as well if you want, or if you don't have to partake in any of that. You can
That's
just
right.
get the steak
we'll have coffee and tea.
Yeah.
And now the deck's done, so you don't have to for the non-smokers, non-drinkers. You can go out up the side.
Yeah.
And get into the hall. So
come right into the hallway there, or the hall banquet hall. That's what I'm looking for.
Yep. And we'd like see if we could get a good turnout.
That'd be great. It'd be great to get everyone in there and pack the place out for sure. And
last year we broke the record.
Mm-hmm.
85 meals.
That's really cool.
82 was the most we ever did. Then we did the 85.
85. So let's see if we can get 3 more this time.
And
that'd be great.
But we do thank everybody.
That's really cool. Well, yeah, and prime rib, it's good prime rib. It'll be a great time, great showing, and get everybody out there. It'd be fun, cool stuff. So,
and if you don't come, have a Merry Christmas.
It's that time of year we can finally say it. Thanksgiving's over. I can say Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
play some Christmas music as you heard.
You wouldn't believe all the Christmas lights we seen going.
Oh, I know.
To Florida. So,
I just gotta have Thanksgiving first. I'm a Thanksgiving guy.
You and me both.
No. Some kids in my class the other day were wanting me to play Christmas music, and I was like, nope, it's not Thanksgiving yet. We got to wait for after Thanksgiving. So I don't know what my excuse will be this week.
Now you have to play it.
No, I'll come up with an excuse. Don't you worry. I don't know. With the weather coming on, it may not be a big deal. We may be quite the week for school and weather. You never know. But wintry mix a couple of days. I mean, Sunday night or Sunday morning. Freezing rain, and then again on Monday night into Tuesday morning, some freezing rain. So winter's here.
Yes, it is. Well, like I told you, parts of Chicago are supposed to get 18 inches today.
I saw. We were talking about that off the air. And
Milwaukee, I believe, is supposed to get it.
they can keep it. Of course, I'd rather have a couple inches of snow than freezing rain and ice. But I don't know. I think this tomorrow's is going to be kind of interesting because it's going to hit, 2 to 7. So it's going to be those early morning hours, and then as the temperature starts to rise when the sun comes up, I think it'll turn over to rain. And then Monday night may be about the same, about turning over to rain by 7 o'clock in the morning, but that may be enough to mess up traffic, on Tuesday. So I don't know. We'll stay tuned. Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday is too far out to make any plans just yet. But you never know.
Well, that's a fact.
So
Mother Nature will do what Mother Nature wants to do.
She has a way, doesn't she? She seems to not listen to us. So, but no, it's what we get, what we expect here in the high country, I suppose. That's why we live here. I complain about it, complain about the cold, but I gotta love the mountains, and so you gotta take the goods with the bad.
Yep. Yes, you do.
But well, cool. Anyway, all about home construction. Hey, don't forget, of course, today is Small Business Saturday. There's lots of small business owners out there listening to us right now. We appreciate you guys, and again, just to push that. A lot of times on this Saturday we think of retail stores and naturally buying Christmas presents, but there's a lot of small business, Randy, that listen to us that have their own services, and don't forget them on the Small Business Saturday.
That's it, and they're important.
Keeps us going. So we wish them all the best in this holiday season. So support local. Well, should we jump into the topic real fast?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. For long-time listeners, you know that I geek out over some of this stuff, and it's been a while. And we see the Black Friday sales, and we talk about Christmas presents and stuff. And a lot of people are looking at these things, and so I think it's a fun topic to talk about, and that's smart home technology. Now, before we start, you know me. I can sleep in a tent and cook over a wood fire. So don't forget that part, okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I can too.
Now that I put that disclaimer out, I love my technology, man. But basically, smart home technology. When we talk about homes, it's basically that all sorts of devices, and there's all sorts from big to small. It's just devices in your home that connect to each other and the internet. And now technology has changed. There's a couple of ways to control them. I think the most popular would be like your phone, voice though, enter voice now, and then some of them just automatically kind of do their thing too. So some pretty cool stuff. It goes from everything from now to refrigerators and stoves to lights to locks to cameras to thermostats to you name it.
Well, I just don't think I could deal with a TV in my refrigerator.
I'm on the fence because I agree, but
how are you going to cook and watch TV?
I have an aunt who when I was up for Thanksgiving actually, and she has one of the refrigerators, and it's got the panel on the front, and it's like kind of like a see-through refrigerator almost, and you can see what's in there. And I have to admit, it had a calendar on there. It was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty cool. I mean, don't know if it's for me, but I do like the smart technology. I mean, because here's the cool thing. Like some of these, you can be like, oh, I'm out of eggs, and then you just tell your refrigerator, and then it puts it on your list, and it connects to your phone. So when you're at the grocery store, it reminds me I have eggs.
Yeah, well, I wonder what the price of that refrigerator is.
Well, no, we're not talking prices today, are we? Santa makes all this stuff in the toy shop, so prices are not the issue on this show today. But you're right. There is that offset. Like, is it worth it and stuff? But but as far as technology, I agree. I'm an old fashioned refrigerator kind of guy. As long as it's got water and ice, I'm good. But at the same time, like, it is kind of cool stuff. So
The only thing about them high-tech refrigerators like that is they have high-tech repair bills.
Fair. But no refrigerator tends to last like the old schools.
Well, believe it or not, we just got rid of one. That was 1996 model.
Nah, ooh, that's pretty cool. But there's still some of these, the old style that lock. They did away with those for safety reasons, but there's still some that are still kicking around, running. They don't make them like they used to, for sure. So,
well, I think the biggest thing is the warranties on them.
Right.
They took technology that was working great. Durable goods, 5 years.
Sure.
Well, now the warranty is 1 year, but they're so full of printed circuit boards that the printed circuit boards cost so much to replace.
Right. That's it.
There's companies that can rebuild them, but they might be gone for weeks before you can get them.
Right. Yep. I get that. So, tell you what, let's take a break, and then when we get back we'll jump into the benefits, and then we'll talk about the cons as well. Don't you worry. We'll be right back right after this.
Calling all hungry heroes. It's time to fuel up for the day at the VFW's all-you-can-eat breakfast. That's right. Every first Saturday of the month from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., you can enjoy a heaping helping of crispy bacon, juicy sausage, perfectly cooked eggs, golden hash browns, biscuits and gravy, and so much more, only for $15. Whether you're a veteran, a family member, or just a friend of the VFW, you're welcome to join us for this delicious tradition. Come share stories, laughter, and good company while you fill your plate with all your breakfast favorites. Don't miss out on the VFW's all-you-can-eat breakfast every first Saturday of the month from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. See you there.
That's right. All about home construction here on WATA. And again, thanks to all of our listeners out there, talking a little bit about smart home technology on this All About Home Construction show. Now, listen, I know, just to, we talked a little bit already. Smart home technology is cool and stuff, but a lot of people, Randy, right off the bat are like, no, it costs too much. And honestly, a lot of this stuff is the cost isn't it's not as futuristic and expensive as you think. Like, I just, there is some costs involved, but it's not, there's some affordable technologies, I guess, is what I thought I did want to kind of point that out. Like, some of this stuff isn't outrageous, and some of it's kind of stuff that you're already buying, and then there's just smart home technology options. But it's not that expensive in some cases. Now, again, it's just like buying a car, right? You can buy the basic model, you can buy the stocked model, and so there is that caveat. But essentially, smart home technology is devices that can be communicated to each other or be automated. And I say that because you can get a light bulb, you can get a smart light bulb for like $10-15, and now you have a smart house, a bulb that's part of your smart house. And so again, I think that's it's kind of important to put out there. You can really just kind of start small, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did with my camera.
Right. Well, a lot of people are starting with like thermostats. We've talked for years on the show about how the smart thermostats are making its wave, and it seems to be holding up the test of time. Because we've had programmable thermostats forever.
Yeah.
Seems like, and so now it's just a matter of being able to connect to those programmable. With again, talking to your computer or your phone in a lot of cases, right?
Correct.
and so that's cool. And then, but one that we don't even think about a lot that's really just kind of become super popular and almost commonplace anymore is a video doorbell. A lot of people have, whether it's a Ring or something similar, a lot of people have those. And
well, it's helping catch a lot of crooks that's stealing packages and stuff for Christmas.
I love watching those videos where they catch the criminals where they've rigged up the exploding paint can or whatever, and so the thief comes and steals the box off the porch, and they get to their car and it explodes paint everywhere.
Yeah, well, I actually watched the video of the guy that invented that, and
that's kind of cool.
And it took him a while to do it, and but
I think those are pretty cool. So again, the video doorbells have been pretty common anymore, and so again, that's a great small start for your smart homes. I mentioned earlier bulbs, smart bulbs. I've had a smart bulb for a couple of years now in my lamp, and I tend to not, the novelty is worn off, but it's kind of cool because at night, if I want to read a book or something, you can turn on different settings, and so you can have like a low light to read by. You can have a big bright light if you want to see. You can change it up, but it's more than a dimmer too, because the one I got, you can change up like light colors and stuff, and so it's part of its novelty, it's part of its fun, but it's practical too. It's kind of nice to have that low light and that bright light where you can just switch it off and on, and I think that's kind of cool.
Oh,
the smart plugs are another thing that I really like too.
Well, I've got one and I've not plugged it in. The only thing that really bothers me about all this smart stuff is the subscriptions to them.
Well, but I think again, some of the things that we've mentioned so far, some have subscriptions and some don't. Like the smart bulbs, and for instance, so you don't really like. I just got an app on my phone, right? Now some of the doorbells, that's where you run into it, right? Like some have subscriptions and some don't. There's some that record, and what the subscriptions for the most part do. Now, that every company sells you on their options, but basically the black and white of it is a subscription allows you to typically record and save the recordings.
Correct.
That's the sort of the advantage of this subscription. But a lot of these doorbells will work live without a subscription. In other words, you can plug them in and it's just a live camera. You just can't record. And if someone's if you're using it as a security camera, then you're going to want that recording because someone breaks in your house or comes to your house. You want to prove it, right?
Yep.
So some of these record to an SD card, some don't. And I think that's sort of what you have to weigh out, what option works best for you. I agree with you. I am not a big subscription person. I don't want to add another monthly bill to my house, So, but there are some SD card options out there, but my experience with the one particular has an SD card, and that's the reason I bought it. But the flip side of this one was, and granted, this was a budget one. The batteries just don't tend to last. This one uses a AA or AAA, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And so like we're changing the batteries out every couple of weeks. It feels like.
We purchased this one off Amazon. That was $94.99,
right.
And it's a solar.
Mm-hmm.
Quite easy to install. And matter of fact, what I did was I sat down at my desk and hooked them up to the internet
right.
at my desk before I took them outside.
Right.
And they want you to buy subscriptions, but what I did was I bought an SD card to go in them.
Right.
Like 259 gigabytes, big cards.
Yep.
Or no, big gigabyte, little cards, but big memory. And they work pretty good. The only thing you can save it when it goes off, and that one I've got to move because it definitely lets you know every time there's a car goes down the road.
Right. Right.
And then I got another one. I think I give $69 for it, and they want you to buy a subscription for it. I never have, but I put a larger card in it so I can take it out once a week and go through all my pictures and see everything that happened.
Right.
And what's amazing is you can set these cameras that I bought for humans only.
That's the cool, and that's where the technology comes into it, right? Is like it can detect, and I suspect it's AI, technology that we just don't realize is AI technology. But yeah, it knows, okay, it's a person or that's a dog walking by. It's kind of cool.
It is,
kind of cool.
And when you walk around at night, they'll have the infrared light on.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute it detects you, a white light comes on.
Right. So it's kind of
got you. Yeah,
gotcha.
So it actually works pretty good because you can use it like that one's on the corner, so it lights up the stairs.
See, I like this. I've been looking at a couple different ones, and I think the one that I'm looking at purchasing in the nearest future is it's got 4 cameras, and you can add to it. You can upgrade. But again, it has an SD card option in it, and so you can do a live feed, you can do the SD card, and so it's security systems are let's think back to the old school security systems. Let's go back 10 plus 10 to 20, 30 years ago. A security system, large camera, you have to run power to it, you have to run some kind of cable, coax, whatever cable to get from the camera to the recording device. Think of the old school systems. And we've all seen the movies where they reach up and jerk the camera down, and now it doesn't work, that kind of thing. Well, what I like about this new set is it's wireless. And so again, it records to the SD card. Yep. You put that high up on the eave of the house, and no one's going to be able to get to it to rip it down. But still, it records, and there's no, there's different ones. Some of them now, I was talking about the cheap option that we got on the doorbell, uses AA batteries. There's some budget ones, but for the most part, like you said, a lot of the good ones are running off of solar or even a small USB charger that a battery, internal battery that's USB compatible, and so you're charging it like you would your cell phone, and it lasts months. And that's what I like, is because you don't have to now climb through the attic, run wires, and anyone that's ever done that is not a fun process.
No, it's not.
I've done that before, and then it seems like it's just like anything else with connections, right? The more wires you have, the more likely something is to fail, and connections to go bad. And so I've been up in the attic before, trying to troubleshoot where this is, came undone or why this has stopped working and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice, I think, to have that wireless option.
Yes, it is. And, we were looking at them. My mom lived at the coast, and, she was getting older. Mm-hmm. We knew she was going to get Alzheimer's. Sure. And we were doing look at the cameras that goes outside. Right. Now, they had a 2-year lifespan. But what really bothered, we couldn't get her to come up here and live with us. Right. But we put them, I can't find them, but they're on the internet right now. But that would notify us. We put them in a tree. Mm-hmm. So we had full coverage all the way around her house, because we was worried about people breaking in. Exactly,
yeah. But like you said, that notification's key, and that goes for a lot of things. It doesn't have to be that's a great example of one positive. But also, if I'm just gone for the weekend, it's kind of nice to know who's walking around my house.
Yeah, and I think that system we looked at for Mom was about $4.99.
Right. There's a lot of, again, when you buy, a security system 20 years ago that wasn't smart technology was going to run you, $300-$600, depends on what you're getting. So when we say this, again, it's not that much more expensive now. It's just
correct. They've come down a much.
Yeah.
Actually, that camera we were looking at runs off 2 AA batteries. Was the blink system.
Yep.
And they're $51.99 a camera.
There you go. That's and so you can have multiple cameras on that. You can install as many cameras as you want to buy, I guess.
Yeah, and the thing about it is it's a black camera, so you can put it on a fence or put it on a tree.
Right. And some of these cameras are pretty small. I mean, smaller than your cell phone is. You know, there's some pretty small cameras out there too. That's one thing I did notice kind of looking around and window shopping was there's some small ones that you can get pretty small. Not the big obvious cameras that I grew up with, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, they said that things would move forward quite a bit when we went to 5G.
Yeah, and it really is. It really is. So I think it's cool. The number one thing, though, I think we have to think about when we look at these smart technologies is Wi-Fi. Like you've got to have bandwidth, number one, right?
Correct.
I mean, but that tends to not be a super big issue for the most part. Most people anymore, if you have internet at your house, typically you have decent internet. Now, there's still some rural areas out here, and we live in the mountains with rural areas, and the whole region really, where we don't have sort of comparably the best options. But there's some good options out there, and but number one, I think would just be off the bandwidth is just the quality of your router.
Correct.
Making sure there's no dead zones and things like that. But there's ways to get around that. There's some extenders and repeaters and things like that you can sort of upgrade your system there. So, but again, that's sort of the one thing is like without internet, a lot of the smart technology. Now, that's the advantage though of something like the ones we're talking about with the SD cards is they're still recording.
Yep.
But the whole smart technology part kind of lost without the internet. So we'll take a break and we'll come right back right after this. Obviously, by listening to this podcast, you see the value of All About Home Construction. Well, by joining our listener supporter community, you're not just tuning in, you're standing with us as we are able to support and fuel our passions of the construction industry. As a listener supporter, you'll enjoy exclusive perks, including hearing your name, or maybe even your business name, on our show. So please go to our Spotify website. The link will be in the show notes, and join. You can join for as little as $1 one-time fee, $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever you think you can afford. Every single penny helps to keep this show going as we can continue to grow and do lots more things. Thanks a lot. And again, more importantly, thank you for listening to this. That's right. All About Home Construction. Thanks for listening to us. And thanks for listening to us on the podcast as well. All About Home Construction, wherever you get podcasts. We're talking a little bit about smart home technology. If you got a smart speaker, Randy, you can just tell them, hey, whatever, Alexa, Google, whatever, Siri, play All About Home Construction, the podcast. And you can throw our names on there if you want, and it pops it up. It's kind of cool because we're on Spotify, we're on it used to be Google Podcast. They've changed it all up now, but we're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're basically everywhere you get podcasts. In fact, if there's a place where you get podcasts and we're not, let me know, because I don't know about it and I would add it. So share it with friends too. We appreciate it so much. It's so much fun. And I mean, honestly, that's why we do this. That's why we get up on a Saturday morning and come in and record the shows, because we love our listeners out there. And it's a lot of fun. So so share the podcast with friends. That way we can keep doing it. The more people who listen, then the better off we all are. We get to play and have fun and enjoy it. So if you're enjoying it, do us a favor and do all the comments and you don't have to add a comment itself, but do all the 5-star reviews and stuff. If that actually does help and pushes us out, so more people listens, and then the more people listens, it's like snowballs. It's kind of like when we're talking about Small Business Saturday and we're trying to talk about like local businesses. Word of mouth is the best advertising. If you would do us a favor and just share tell people about the podcast and things like that, it makes it a lot easier. We grow and we appreciate it, Randy.
Yes, we do. Thank y'all.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I don't know if you caught that, but while we're talking about smart home technology, you could just tell your speaker to play the podcast and it will.
Well, you know what? It's just like Franklin called us one day on Alexa.
That's right. There's some cool built-in stuff now, and okay, let's pick up right there on the smart home. So, I think starting out, people who are looking to get into this, or if maybe you've dipped your toes into some smart home stuff already, but I think the key is choosing an ecosystem early. The three big ecosystems when it comes to smart home stuff is your Alexa. We all know Amazon Alexa. We've seen the commercials. There's Google Home, and then Apple has their own Apple Home. Not to say you can never change, but if you go into it with, okay, these are, this is the system I like. I like Alexa, or I like Google, or I like Apple, right? If you start off with that in mind, you're going to be able to get products that are compatible with that. Now, some of the products are compatible with any or all, but I think it's good to have that mindset. Personally, I'm a Google Home guy. I'm not an Apple guy at all, so that one's right out the bat. But I've liked the Google stuff, especially several years ago when I started doing my research on it. I think some of the products were cheaper and better for Google Home versus Alexa. Alexa's came a long way, and I think maybe it's probably equal. There's probably no difference. It's just I like Google Home personally. I think that's mine. But a lot of people out there like the Alexa, and like you said, the Alexa. A lot of families with kids like the Alexa.
Yep. We have Alexa at the house.
Right. One thing I do like about part of what strayed me towards the Google Home is there's a couple of devices out there that are interfaces where you don't have to have the smart speaker. And so some of these, a lot of this stuff works, and even Alexa's stuff works without a smart speaker. So you don't, if you're one of these people who don't want to record a speaker in your house, I get it. A lot of this stuff still works without that. But we've all watched Star Trek. We've all seen, where we can tell it, hey, computer, do this. And that's kind of where we're going with the Alexa and the Google and Apples,
Actually, it is. Especially with the smart display. They've got that commercial.
Right.
With that young girl with a mechanical arm.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool. But just do your own research if you want, but if you stick with a system, things are easier to integrate. And so, right off the bat, if you're looking to dabble a little more into this, or like I said, maybe you've got a doorbell camera, and now you're like, maybe I should do something else. Look into
or how many of y'all got a Kindle out there?
Kindle, yeah, those are a little old school now, but yeah, I'm with you. So it helps avoid headaches. Not to say that things can't be integrated, but if you choose an ecosystem like that early, Alexa, Google, or Apple, it makes life a little easier in the long run.
Yep.
And think about security from day one, right? Like strong passwords. Because this uses the internet and stuff like that, I think the big thing is like passwords, right? Like how many people, and let's be honest here, how many people's password is password, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or some combination, right?
Well, they tell you not to do that.
They don't. Yeah, I know, and I'm guilty too. There's some things that I'm like, don't have time to think of a hard password, and I come up with an easy one.
I don't have. There's no password I can remember. Some of mine are so long.
Yeah, but that's where two-factor authentication comes into play. A lot of things are moving that way, where even your Facebook anymore, right, is where you log in with your password, but now you got to go to your phone and say, yeah, no, that's really me.
Yeah.
And Amazon does the same thing, right? So a lot of things are going towards that two-factor authentication. That's kind of
It's a pain in the butt, but you know what?
But
it's safety.
I've been out before. There's been 1 or 2 times, especially using the Facebook example. it happens once or twice where I have gotten pinged. Did you log in? And I'm like, no, I did not.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. That two-step is actually important.
Yeah.
And one of my credit card companies I was with, I've been hacked more times this last spring than any time I've ever had a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And so keep in mind, if you see a 1 cent charge on your card, somebody's trying to hack into it.
Right. See if it works.
Yep. If they can get that 1 cent in there,
they have access.
Yes, they do.
That's it. So, but again, security's it's an easy one to fix, but it's also something you need to be thinking about. But again, I think we kind of hit the main talking points there. But just again, Alexa, like most devices work with Alexa. It's great for beginners.
Yes, it is.
They have affordable, if you wanted to go the speaker route, they have pretty affordable stuff now. They are really good with voice control stuff. So if you're one of the voice control, hey, I want Alexa do this, turn on the lights, turn off the TV, that kind of thing. Alexa's a great one for that. Google Home is what I like about it. They have their voice assistants pretty strong, especially if you don't speak English. Like they have other options as well. I think they're a little better for that from some of the research I've done, but never. I don't. That's not an issue for me. But I like their Google assistants. Where you can say, "Hey Google," blah blah blah. Right? Again, it worked. And look, my phone just look at this, Randy. My phone just said, "What can I help you with?" Because I said, "Hey Google."
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, see, I won't let my phone do that now.
But so I like Google. But it integrates very well with some of the things like Nest products. The thermostats, which is what I'm wanting to jump into. So, but there's Apple Home Kit or Apple Home Kit, whatever they call it. It's really getting good reviews for privacy and security. If you're an iPhone person or iPad or basically any Apple device, like that, maybe you're looking towards something you want to do. They tend to run a little more expensive on the hardware, but because it's Apple. But again, it integrates very well. And Samsung has made some waves too. They have some great, especially like some DIY type home builders and stuff. Samsung Smart Things is on up there. It's on the list. It makes the list. How's that?
So, well, they're all improving so much. Like I said,
right.
If they don't, then they're going to fall out.
Right.
And once they back up, it's going to be hard for them to pick back up.
Right. Again, what do you do, and what do you like already? If you've got an Apple Watch, then the HomeKit may be more natural to you. If you've got a Ring doorbell, Alexa, the Ring brand doorbells, Alexa's probably already integrated into that. Smart Things tends to be more of not to say that it's not an everyday user, but a lot of the geeks, I guess you would say, right? The nerds, which I'm one of, so I'm not calling names here. They in other words, there's the Smart Things, the Samsung. I think is one of those that like you can, if you really want to get technical and your way around, you can do a little more. Like you can tell it to like set the movie mode, and your TV comes on, your lights turn off, or lock the door, the thermostat warms up. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like the Smart Things is kind of cool because you can do like a lot.
Well, it's about like I swore I'd never have a vehicle had electric windows.
And now Randy's turning his car on from in the radio station.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just unreal,
right?
But think that I'm the kid that grew up when there were still outhouses.
Look, I started the show off with a disclaimer. I can sleep outside beside the campfire, and I can cook on the fire, and I can have a lovely weekend, and I will not miss my phone. I can do it.
You know, I always
Leslie doesn't believe me. I can do it. I don't have to have my phone.
I always said my granny was the lucky one.
Yeah.
Because she's seen more technology in her time.
Well, I mean, that's
from horse and buggy all the way to somebody landing on the moon.
I mean, that's
refrigeration, cars.
Right. But, I'm still of that generation and, born in the 80s where I remember life before computers, I remember that pre-computer age, but I also was the one who was on, I remember searching on Google the first time, and
commercial. Can't you go no faster?
Yeah. I mean, I'm the one drooling right now over a smart home. I mean,
Well, it's coming, and I think eventually the prices will go down,
right?
Because think about it, everything is so small.
Right. I mean, when we think about it, like a phone, if 10 years ago this phone would have cost how many thousands of dollars, right? For the equivalent of the phone that I got for quote free.
I like my bag phone. You couldn't text on it.
We'll take our last break. We'll be right back. Thanks for listening. Are you looking for a sawmill dealership that can provide you with the quality equipment you need to get the job done? Look no further than Blue Ridge Sawmills. We offer the full line of Hudson sawmills and sawmilling equipment, from portable sawmills to skidding winches. At Blue Ridge Sawmills, we understand that every project is different, which is why we offer a wide range of sawmilling services. We can help you from everything from finding the right mill for your farm, hobby, or even your business. We also offer a variety of sawmilling supplies such as blades and debarkers, so you can get everything you need in one place. If you're looking for a sawmill dealership that can provide you with the quality equipment and the service you need, then come to Blue Ridge Sawmills. We're here to help you get the job done. Call or visit our Cana, Virginia store at 276-755-3833 or our Asheboro, North Carolina location at 336-964-8304. That's right. All about home construction. Thanks for listening to us. Hey, don't forget, it's 2 weeks out, but Randy, we'll plug it in for people making their plans, right? We are, the VFW, on the 13th.
Yep. 4 to 7.
Salmon or prime rib, your choice.
Red or white wine.
There you go.
Roasted potatoes, rolls, salad bar, which we've always done a great salad bar.
Right.
And a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
Colin's making the charcuterie.
Yum.
We try our best for no bigger than we are. And
you do I think you guys do great. I love it. So again, the 13th, so a couple weeks out, but with the holidays here, things get busy. We want to put it on your schedule now, and so go ahead and for those of you who's listening to the show and you're already stepping into the smart home products, tell your phone or your speaker to add this to your calendar. That's the whole point, right?
Yep, that's it. And Alexa, remind me 2 days in advance.
Yep. See? There you go. That's
well, I'd rather talk to Alexa than place an order at Bojangles or Hardee's.
Oh, don't get me started there. No, I honestly, I stopped going to Hardee's because of the.
Well, they have the same app at Bojangles, but it just seems like the Bojangles app is faster.
Well, my thing is it got me because I was asking it they don't have the sign out, so what's their 2 for whatever special, right? And it ordered 3 things doubled up. It was a nightmare. Anyway, we'll get off that and we'll stick with the positives of smart home technology. So. But look, I think my final advice though is before we wrap up the show is that don't overthink this. We threw a lot at you, and again, we didn't even get into. We briefly talked refrigerators. There's crock pots and instant pots that are now smart home technology compatible, and so you can, from your phone, you can tell it to start cooking supper. Like, there's stoves that do the same, and there's grill. I mean, we both like to grill. You like to smoke meats and stuff. Like, there's some of that ties in, and so now you can sit in the porch. I mean, sit in the house and monitor your food cooking. There's some cool stuff out there. We've talked years ago on this show. Remember, we used to talk about smart toilets. Well, there's still a thing. You can still get those. I don't think they're as popular as we sort of expected. 10 years ago when we were talking about that.
Yeah.
But my point is, don't overthink it. Start small, so that you're not wasting your money. And that's the cool thing, is it's not like you buy one system and here's this much money I throw down and now I have a completely futurized smart house. Like, no, you can build it slowly. Don't waste your money. What do you want? Again, maybe you want to start with a doorbell, and maybe you like that, and so now you want to add security cameras, or again, the thermostat. It's a big one on my list. It doesn't have to be a futuristic house.
I bought a floor register the other day because I have a wood stove, and I want to, get some heat in a certain part of the house. My 64 model, and it's Bluetooth, so you can actually set your phone on Bluetooth
and tell it to turn on or off. Yeah, that's the cool thing. That's where this is going. It's just ease. It's comfort. It's ease. It is futuristic as it sounds. Is to make your life easier and better, and that's what I like about it.
Yep.
Like it does some of the mundane things that waste my time. Like, I know it sounds weird, but turning on the TV, walking to the box to turn on the TV, right?
Yep.
That took time and energy, whereas that's why we have remotes now. In fact, you don't really some TVs are so hard to find the button if you wanted to turn it on and off or change the channel.
Well, we was in Florida. I have never seen a TV as large as this TV was like 75 inches, nice. And it was touchscreen.
Yep. Click. Yeah.
And that just blew my mind.
I'm telling you, man. But again, for those that are like, oh, I don't need that, I bet you've turned your TV on with a remote still.
Yeah. Well, at least, boy, turn that channel.
Right? All right. Look, I'm old enough. I remember that. Of course, we had a black and white TV when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember.
We didn't have color TV till the 70s.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a color TV also, but our third TV was a black and white TV. So I know, weighed about 700 pounds.
Yeah,
in a big old box. Looking back, I guess it had tubes. I couldn't told you at the time, but probably had to have tubes. Black and white.
My dad was getting sick, and we went and bought the biggest regular TV we could find. And it took me and my brother both to carry it in. And my dad was so amazed. He said, I've never seen a TV this big.
That's cool.
And
that's so cool.
That made him happy, having a big TV instead of having about the size of your monitor there.
Yep. But, again, that's another device, a smart home device that a lot of people have and don't consider it a smart home, product. But a lot of people are getting these smart TVs, whether it's added in something like a Roku or a Fire Stick, but a lot of these are more and more automated, and that's what makes them, I think, smart homes. And to me, that's just the cool thing. It's just the automation of it. The connectivity, the automation, we didn't get into it for sake of time, but you can set programs. And so I can say, okay, when I leave the house, this light turns off, this light turns on. Maybe I want a porch light on, and I want to turn the thermostat down, right? Like, that's the cool stuff to me.
Well, I have clients that turn their when they're leaving Raleigh, they turn the heat up in their house.
The heat up, or
turn it down.
I'm going to open the windows, or not the windows, but the blinds. Like, I'm going to, I'm on my way up. I want the sun to shine in and heat up the house. I'm going to open up the blinds today.
Yep.
And I'm still in Charlotte, right? That's the cool stuff to me. about technology. So anyway, all about home construction in the books. We appreciate you listening to us.
Yes, we do.
Stay warm and healthy, like weather-wise this week. It's going to be.
We'll probably have to hit
weird.
this one again.
I like this. Maybe next week we'll jump back into it because I'm making my shopping list because Santa's going to come,
He's coming.
All about home construction. Thanks for listening to us. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to All About Home Construction. We air every week on Saturday mornings on WATA in Boone. Please like this podcast, comment, share it. Hey, let everybody know where you found it. Thanks for listening.